What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
And here we go.
Get ready, get set for the best movie and pop culture talk in the universe. It's The Good Brothers on Mercado Airwaves with your hosts, Alex Mercado and Mike Mercado.
The countdown clock is done. We are finally here. It is 2019, and we are The Good Brothers. Mike, say hi to the folks.
Hi, folks.
And we are back. We made it a whole another year, Mike. We are still alive as of today.
Yes, somehow we made it, Alex. We did not disintegrate in the snap.
I was more worried about myself. You're pretty normal, Mike.
Fair.
I do a lot of sketchy things, in sketchy countries and neighborhoods. So,
But what isn't sketchy is what 2018 brought for us in the cinematic world. But before we get into our 2018 year-in review,
the roundup,
make sure you guys follow us all over social media. You can follow the show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. I'm at Mercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. You can even follow Nicole at Typing When Tipsy. We're all on Instagram and being beautiful and awesome. He's at Mercado2121. She's at Typing When Tipsy. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. And you can see our true crime podcast at Murder, Mysteries, and More. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Go to YouTube, subscribe to us, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333. Play video games with us at twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Download, like, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcasts at iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever it's at in the universe at Mercado Airwaves. Check us out at Patreon, patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. There you can get our interviews ad-free and before anybody else with athletes and celebrities. Check us out at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. And a huge shout out to Munch Art Design. Give them a like on Facebook at Munch Art Design. All right, Alex, 2018 is in the books. We got a lot of stuff we got to get into. So why don't we start off in January? You ready?
Well, Mike, we're in January. We got to start further back.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I made it funny.
No, we have to start off with what was a pretty slow month that was highlighted by Insidious: The Last Key. Ugh. So in your opinion, though, I think this is really interesting. It was a pretty low year, 2018, comparatively to 2017 of horror.
Horror definitely took a step back, I think, and I hate to say it. When I say a step back, that means you got an A+ and you went back down to like a B+, an A. Like, it was solid. I didn't love a lot of horror movies this year compared to like It last year, so I think that's important. Well, what came out besides Insidious? What did it really go against?
Nothing really but The Commuter, Acts of Violence.
Really 12 Strong. I mean, that's fun. Maze Runner came in wet, and it had all that drama with the off-the-set stuff. They had to shut down production for a year. Yeah. And then you have Insidious. Like, I get why it went out.
One of the big ones that you're going to see heading into this award season is Blind Spotting. came out earlier on this year as we moved on.
12 Strong, that one ended up being kind of a bust, even though it was January.
So now we get into Black Panther, our first blockbuster.
Wakanda Forever!
Wakanda Forever. It was the beginning of what we had no idea had in store later on, in just a few months after Black Panther. But, looking back, we can start talking about it. Is Black Panther going to get nominated for an Academy Award?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I just don't. You know what? Actually, me and Mike, we keep changing. We keep going back and forth with each other.
I don't know.
Some months it's usually me.
I don't know.
It was so long ago. But if they're going to really go bold with the 10, because remember, this was a year that they added a whole new category and got rid of it a week later. I'm going to say yes, it does get nominated, actually, because I think that's going to be that 10th movie. And why not do it with... See, the problem is, does it deserve a nomination? That it's semantics. Because as a movie, it's a bit choppy. It's a bit long. I don't think it's as good the second viewing. I think Avengers is better. I think Spider-Man's better. I think there's a lot of better superhero movies even. But culturally, it does deserve it. And I think it's a good enough movie with good enough performances and good enough soundtrack. And it does deserve a little love overall. So I would say, yes, it does get nominated, and it does deserve in that stance.
And we'll definitely keep our eyes on it as we move forward, because we're getting into that Oscar season, Alex. This is where we're going to lose you to madness. That is
madness.
The Oscar-worthy films.
I saw a lot of fish fucking last year.
Yeah, shout out to Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
Shape of Water. Moving forward, Alex, how about this? The first time Netflix surprised the world dropping The Cloverfield Paradox during the Super Bowl. Now, while the movie was not good, and it was all shock value and just living off the name.
It was great shock value.
But what they did was pretty phenomenal. In the middle of the Super Bowl, dropping an ad and then saying the movie's out now.
As soon as this is done,
and they've done that a lot now, and we'll talk about it later on. Make sure you guys stick with us for our Black Mirror review that they just dropped after was it after Christmas?
It was a few days after.
A few days after Christmas. So the holiday season dropped. Really cool stuff from Black Mirror. We'll talk about that.
Christmas was Avengers. They dropped the red.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But that was what did you think about? Was it a success? Was it a failure? Like it felt to me like it was a step back in what they were trying to do at that point.
It was a great idea.
Sure.
Respect the idea. The movie was terrible. And now we're starting to see a pattern of, look at Holmes and Watson. Netflix turned it down.
Yeah.
Sony tried selling it. And I think we started noticing that, there are movies that companies sell, or Sony tried, selling it, that I think this movie was sold to Netflix, and Netflix kind of played their hand out. I think if it was a little bit better, I think it would have worked out. But now we kind of get the idea of, okay, there's a reason they sold it, because it wasn't very good.
I think a movie that a lot of people have not necessarily been talking about, but it got a lot of run. I shouldn't say a lot of people haven't talked about. A lot of people have talked about within our community, and now that the former president, Barack Obama, has brought it up, Annihilation came out, and this was competing money-wise with 50 Shades Free, so it obviously didn't crush in the box office. It was around with Isle of Dogs and Game Night and Red Sparrow, so it was an interesting one. But Annihilation with Natalie Portman seems to be the movie that's going to get a lot of talk later on. It coming to February when we get into the big old statue talk. But
I don't think it gets. I don't think it's Oscar love. I think it was just a fun movie. I think this was a year of very good movies.
Sure.
I think Oscar-wise, we're not going to really dive too much to Oscars because that's a whole show, and we got to get it going. I think the Oscar movies are a little down this year. I personally think A Star Is Born is going to clean house because I don't think there's a lot to compete against it.
Sure.
It's funny looking back. Steve Carell, we thought was going to be a favorite. He's not going to get nominated.
We'll talk about that.
Iowa Dogs turned out it's a lot of good movies. I don't think necessarily groundbreaking. It was groundbreaking, but I think it's one of those Black Panther things where the more surrounding the movie was better. I personally didn't love Annihilation. I thought it was a bit wonky.
Sure.
But I think it's kind of like movies like that, and there's some sci-fis that came out they were good, but not necessarily groundbreaking.
We'll stay in the sci-fi realm, and quite frankly, just all over the place with A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, bust. The first bust of the year. We all knew that.
But this is, it's sticking to it. You got Tomb Raider, and then you have Death Wish.
Pacific Rim 2.
Upgrade.
Upgrade. That Upgrade was one of those movies that...
But that became popular after it came out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It was so much average, just HBO films, I call them.
But it continues with Ready Player One, Rampage, Pacific Rim, and A Quiet Place. So in that bunch, it's funny because this is when we start really getting into that blockbuster. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad. But I want to highlight a few of them. Ready Player One, while it wasn't the hit of the summer, it was a very charming film, and it does kind of stick with you. It's like, yeah, that's a winner.
It's fine. Like, I'm with you. Like, I think it's fine. I think people wanted to make it more than it was.
Yeah.
And I think looking back, hindsight, it's what it was.
Rampage is a very fun, bad movie. Rampage is a good, fun, bad movie. Blockers, very good. Comedy, very low-key.
Comedy was good again. Yeah. Comedy, another solid year.
Quiet Place, arguably the best screenplay, the best acting in a movie, so I have to give them credit in that sense.
And I think it's funny that we mentioned horror was on a downhill. Yeah. But Quiet Place was fantastic. It's just last year, Get Out and that. Like, it was just super big. But I loved A Quiet Place. I thought A Quiet Place was really good. I think that's another one that, like, if it came out a little later, we'd be talking about it a little more.
How about, within a span of each other, Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Solo, A Star Wars Story. So let's go ahead. The show is based off Avengers Infinity War, and now we're moving into Endgame. Long lasting. Now that we're almost a year removed from Avengers Infinity War, how long lasting do you think that movie will make? The third Avengers movie. How big of an impact do you think it really made, not just in the MCU, but in cinema in general, how it all kind of just came together that weekend and then that run it had?
I mean, we've talked about it so much. Like, there's not much more to say. Like, it's a phenomenon. Like, it's crazy when you think about like what it could have been, and it ended up delivering exactly what it was. And even when they released it on Netflix, like, it was some of their biggest numbers for a movie. So, I mean, I think the numbers speak for itself. The money speaks for itself. I've seen it 2 times since it being on Netflix.
Right.
And it flies by to me.
And then we talked about this last week, Deadpool 2.
Forgettable.
Very forgettable, but very successful in the box office. Yeah. Solo, one of the first and very rare, successful but not successful Star Wars movies.
It used to be, hey, if the movie's bad, we'll make $1 billion still. And then they were kind of like, oh, wow, like, no, we might not make a lot of money, guys. Like, wait, we actually have to put some thought. So, remember how early in the year there was a time where it was like, we're going to do Boba Fett, we're going to do this and this. And they're like, okay, well, never mind. We cannot miss sometimes, guys. So
Black Klansman, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Incredibles 2, Sicario, Dale DeSalito, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, again, some hits there and some not so big hits. To me, Jurassic World probably the biggest disappointment of 2018.
You really hated that movie. I didn't hate it, but I didn't pay to see it. I saw it months later.
Black Klansman is nominated. Yeah, is it nominated for Best Picture?
Yeah, no, I mean, let's be honest. Since we're inside the industry, the SAGs came out, a lot of these early award shows came out, and that's about 95% accurate.
Yeah.
And the movie's going to get a lot of love. I think it's going to get 2 actor nominations. It'll get a Best Movie nomination. It's going to get at least 4 nominations.
Incredibles 2 will be nominated, but it will fall to Spider-Verse.
No, I think it'll win. I think it's going to be... I think Wreck-It Ralph's going to win.
Oh, interesting.
Which is wrong because Wreck-It Ralph should have won the
first time.
And it didn't. And now I'm going to be like, man, Spider-Man should have won, but I think Wreck-It Ralph's going to win it. But I love The Incredibles 2. I had so much fun with it. I thought it was like a great Pixar Marvel Cinematic Universe where I'm like, I loved it. Like, I was laughing the entire movie.
Ocean's 8 came and went.
It was good. I liked Ocean's 8. I don't think we're going to get Ocean's 9, but, because what came out around that time was Hereditary. And that came out of nowhere and is really, like, that's one of my favorite movies of the year was Hereditary. So, like, that kind of took my attention for that month.
We have Skyscraper, Mission Impossible Fallout, The Equalizer 2, Extinction, Christopher Robin.
Man, we wanted Christopher Robin to be so good, and it just was so average.
Well, let's stick to
it's an airplane ride.
Let's stick to what's good about in this bunch, which was Mission Impossible Fallout.
It was great. Yeah, I like it.
Our biggest complaint is that Henry Cavill didn't become like the next guy.
I kind of wish they would have gone with that. Yeah, I think it has one of the best openings in a movie I've seen in a very long time.
Very great opening.
It's not too long. Like, it doesn't drag. Like, Mission Impossible does a great job knowing how long it needs to be. And I appreciate that. Because you don't feel a lot of wasted time. You feel like we're on this mission for like a week. If that. Like, I like that. I don't like this long-paced movie sometimes.
And this is where we really get into some heavy-hitting stuff, Alex. Ready? First Man. A Star is Born, The Meg, Predator, and The Net.
Okay, well, it's funny because First Man, you meet fight him all the time.
I bet you that news is going to sneak up on people.
I don't think so. Star is Born's going to clean house. I love that movie. It's the best movie of the year. Predator, I didn't see it because I saw the special with the fun little claymation, which I think is fun. The Meg made a lot of money. And I caught it on the cable. It's not bad. Yeah. I don't like shark movies anymore. I think shark movies can't be done anymore. But I guess it's a dinosaur shark, so like, I guess it counts. But I didn't love it, but I get why some people would like it, I guess. I don't think it's terrible.
We spent a lot of time being ready for this movie. Halloween came out, and you have not liked it as we've gone forward. I still love it. I thought it was a great movie, and I cannot wait to see where we move forward in this universe that they're building over there with a new era of Halloween. But it's a movie that definitely has stuck with me in 2018.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, if we're not doing lists necessarily, that's why we're going over movies, kind of do many re-reviews. I would put Halloween and Creed 2 are my biggest letdowns of the year because my expectations were so high for both those movies. And I was let down so bad because I think it was just both movies suffer from terrible writing.
Sure.
With a great concept that I get why people got distracted with, but I just don't see it. Like Halloween, like, to me, there's so many problems with Halloween. And the only part I like is the intro music. Sure. And all the good stuff is cut out in the middle. Like, I can go on a rant about it because like I really just do not like that movie.
And speaking of people not liking movies, the critics didn't love it, but the fans did, and it crushed. Venom comes out and dominates in the box office.
Dominates.
Bohemian Rhapsody, again, looks like Rami Malek is going to get some love.
Yeah, I think he'll get I think he'll get the Oscar because I think it's a slow movie year, but maybe a heavy actor, which kind of sucks to Christian Bale gain all that way for nothing.
We have The Crimes of Grindelwald and Grinch come out in the holiday season, along with Ralph Breaks the Internet. So we have a chance where we have a great Ralph Breaks the Internet and a horrible Grinch. So animation on both ends.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say The Grinch is horrible, but it's a kid's movie. It's hard to watch kids movies because like, we're not talking about Pixar kid movies. We're talking about this is literally made for children. Like, you are not going to enjoy it as an adult, probably. Sure. As opposed to like a Wreck-It Ralph or Incredibles. You're like, no, everyone can watch it. The Grinch wasn't made for that, and I appreciate that sometimes. I wish I wouldn't have saw it. Like, I had to see it anyway because it's The Grinch, and that's my boy. But it's very much a kid's movie, and I don't think those work as much nowadays because parents got to take them to see these movies. Harry Potter pulled the Star Wars where they're like, hey, we might not always make all the money we think we're going to make. That we do probably have to make a good movie. The Johnny Depp drama doesn't help with that. That was a big deal, with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp stuff, so... let's just say one of those people is having a really good year.
And then obviously Ralph Breaks the Internet going to get some love later on.
I mean, it should. It's just I think Spider-Man's a better animated movie.
Netflix and the box office is dominated during the holiday season, the Christmas season. Netflix crushes with A Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell. So obviously they talk about this head making so much money had it been in the box office, but it wouldn't. But I think it's an interesting story because it's Netflix.
Christmas movies don't make money anymore.
Bird Box during that Christmas break dominated everybody's social media. Dominated people's social media.
You know what? It's one of those things where it doesn't matter if it's a good or bad movie. I think that's a conversation. It's just it came out at the right time. People were at home. Social media is what it is. Like, that movie is an anomaly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And because guess what, guys? It's not that good.
Not comparative to A Quiet Place.
And it's like a very C+ Quiet Place. But I love me some Sandra Bullock, though. I love this new generation who doesn't know Sandra Bullock like that. Yeah. I was like, you show some respect. She got an Oscar, y'all. Like, show some respect.
And Alex couldn't help himself but Creed 2, a holiday season movie. Very enjoyable by most people. Alex in the minority.
I'm in the minority. No, I'll admit that one. That one I get why I'm in the minority.
And
I just am.
Robin Hood flop.
Yeah, Robin Hood flop. We knew it was, but I love bow and arrow, crimes, and I love Robin Hood. Me and Nicole wanted to see it. I'm like, and I told her, like, we're not going to see it. She's like, why? You want to see it? I'm like, because it's going to be bad.
But we end, Alex, with some bangers. Aquaman, Mary Poppins Returns, Bumblebee, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
3 of those movies are very good.
And one of them has a very good portrayal. So I think all 4 are very successful in what they promised.
I think it's funny because I think Disney live action movies, I haven't seen they didn't have a great year.
No.
It was very good, but Mary Poppins should have done double the money, but Aquaman didn't. And Bumblebee turned out to be good. And Spider-Man. And then you had a Christopher Robin didn't do necessarily. And the Nutcracker. So and Wrinkle in Time. So you're trying to look, you're like, yeah, like maybe that's not where we necessarily want to put our attention right now.
Well, I mean, just so we're fair, Mary Poppins, a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes higher than Aquaman at 64%.
Oh no, yeah, but we're talking more. That movie when it first got announced, we were talking it's going to win the money, and the closer we got to the weekend, it was more clear than like, no, blockbusters are still where it's at. I think the expectation was it was going to beat Aquaman money wise, and it was going to be like a highly rated movie, like a 90%, like the classic Mary Poppins. I think it was a bit of a letdown. I don't know if maybe those movies just don't work as much anymore. Maybe it's just Emily Blunt I think Emily Blunt was fine. I just think, who's craving for another Mary Poppins, I guess.
I mean, that's more the conversation. Who was clamoring for
That's
another.
what it is. It's like, I like Emily Blunt, but I don't need a Mary Poppins sequel. I love Mary Poppins, too. I thought the first one's awesome.
Yeah, so that pretty much was it. Obviously, Aquaman was very fun. Into the Spider-Verse, arguably the best animated movie of 2018. So 2018
What was your low-key favorite movie? If you did like one random... Oh, I got to put this on the list because I think it's good that a movie I hyped up a lot and made Michael watch with me, and it turned out to be very bad, was Happy Time Murders.
Yeah, Happy Time
They have to get a
Murders.
special shout-out for that thing because me and Mike love puppetry. Like, I think it's hilarious. Like, we just grew up like that.
Yeah.
And we wanted it to be so good. And we walked out. I think that's the first time we both not liked the movie. And be like, no, that was bad. Like, that was really bad. Like, that wasn't entertaining at all. Like, that was just a very bad movie. And that's rare for us to both to walk out and be like, no, that was bad. No, that was terrible.
Yeah.
And we
that
both
was
walked out. We
really
looked at each other like, man, that was bad. Like, we weren't even like, it was like one of those good moods where you're like, I'm acknowledging how bad it is, so I'm okay with the world, I guess.
I think probably Black Klansman. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I thought it was just going to be an interesting piece to see what Spike Lee did in today's climate, but it killed. And I guess, low-key movie that I enjoyed, that it didn't blow my socks off, but it was good and I enjoyed it, was Ready Player One.
Yeah, you know what? I put off on a lot because I thought you were crazy. I actually really did like
Ready Player One is
I
very
thought it was
likable.
very charming.
Yeah.
I thought it was good Spielberg. Like, I don't understand. Maybe people expected more from it, but I thought it really delivered. I guess the book, guys, the book's always going to be better. You could do more in the book. Like, unless it's Stephen King, like, usually the book's better, honestly.
I agree.
So, I think for me it was Hereditary.
Hereditary's
I think
a
it was
great one.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's
like,
a great one.
Man, that movie stuck with me. Those scenes.
Yeah.
That is not a date movie, guys. And, the girls dating at the time to introduce her to movies I like, I was like, this is a bad movie to introduce you to, but I'm like, it's fantastic. Like, it is just, that's going to get some Oscar love.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I loved Hereditary. That was my biggest surprise of the year because I walked out just so changed. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to feel right now.
And that's the thing, and hopefully you guys check us out back in the archives here on Mercado Airwaves of the Good Brothers. We've done so many episodes, we reviewed so many movies, and I'm sure we forgot about some of them. We've hit a lot of just the big ones and
they must
things that
have
stuck
sucked.
out, but I would highly suggest you guys check out the archives themselves. But Alex, 2018 was a fun, amazing, blockbuster-filled, and a lot of good vibes. We didn't even talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. The fact
No,
that,
that's what I'm saying. The movies that we forgot, I think that's the problem. They were forgettable.
I don't even think it's forgettable. There's just so many.
Yeah, I didn't like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought
That's
it was
fine. We've heard this, Alex. Your bus is here, sir. We've heard this complaint about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
But it wasn't good.
Yeah, well, we'll move forward. We'll move it into 2019, guys, so make sure you stick around in this. What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Thank
buddy?
you, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on.
Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
At least was good, according to your good brothers here. Black Mirror came out with a huge, fun, interactive movie/episode, Black Mirror Bandersnatch. So, Alex, what did you think about this interactive episode of Black Mirror?
I thought it was a big hit.
Same here.
I don't think it's not perfect.
No.
I get that. And I get why people maybe went into it not knowing what it was. Because I do think the problem with the trailer is it doesn't sell you enough how much you really have to decide in this.
Oh, yeah.
Because at first, when they first started it, I was like, okay, maybe it's like, I thought it was going to be like one or two. Like toward the end, where you get one or two, they're not going to time your decisions. Which I liked even better than it surprised me. Because I think when you watch the trailer, you're like, okay, we're going to get to pick like two endings. I thought that was going to be it. And you get to it and you're like, no, they're making me do this throughout the whole thing. Like, I can't text Mike during this. That's why you kept texting him like, dude, pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I don't think you realize it until you got through it.
Well, I was watching it on my phone, so I was
That's
able,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I didn't think you even realized until after. You're like, oh, no, I did have to do a lot. I think you were like me. You're like, oh, I'm going to do like one or two. They're not going to time me, whatever. No, it's like you have to be active the whole time, and I appreciate that. I think it's a very fun concept that you should do more of. Maybe like a once-a-year thing, like a Christmas special sort of thing. I appreciate it. The acting was fantastic. Black Mirror does Black Mirror things. I thought they could have gone a little more Black Mirror-ish toward the middle.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was a hit.
Yeah, I agree too. Out of 10 controllers, how many are you giving it?
9.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I agree with the 9 controllers for a Black Mirror TV episode.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Not a movie. It's not a movie. Now, it is an hour and a half. You'll probably spend about 2 hours doing it if you like it.
It doesn't feel like it, though. It goes by very fast because you have to, like, it does such good job. Like, you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
And, like, you and me are so funny because we're trying to find clues and stuff. And it's not that kind of episode.
No,
it's
just
more
go for the
decisions.
ride.
Yeah.
We're not going to spoil anything of it. Go for the ride. Yeah. Enjoy. It's an hour and a half. If you
like Black Mirror, you're gonna love it.
And especially this is for all you video game lovers. If you love Telltale games, you love any type of RPG where you're making decisions, and you enjoy binging Black Mirror, this is the episode for you.
There's a reason those games make so much money. I think it's because people like to see themselves as the lead. And what would I do? Well, here are your options. What would you do? And I appreciate only being 2. I think 4 would have been too much for a non-video game. Right, yeah. I think 2 was good. I think it's fun. It's a fun story, and I think it might be more fun to do with people. Like maybe if you have a group of people watching or something, that could be fun. It's one of those watch-along things that could have a good time. There's a scene in there that's very trippy, and I love it. I recommend. I definitely recommend.
So, Alex, I think that pretty much wraps up a review of 2018. I do want to. You brought this up as we were getting ready to record, and we talk about a lot of bad that happens in entertainment and pop culture and stuff. But to hear the passing of Tyler Trent, a lot of you sports fans who may know the Purdue superfan, all over ESPN, TNT, NBA, everybody talking about him on social media. Had a very rare case of bone cancer, passed away. And we just wanted to make sure we send our condolences. Not just, obviously, sad story of Tyler Trent and, inspiring of being strong and everything like that. But in general, during this holiday season, so many people, when they lose loved ones and they go through hardship, hopefully Alex and I and everything we do here on the network is able to be a little bit of a distraction, and you're able to enjoy some of this crazy nonsense. Because, people actually have real problems, Alex. They don't get to talk about movies and sports and stuff. Yeah,
it's good. I mean, like I said, I like that. Sometimes there's good. Sometimes people go out of their way to do good things, and it's okay to talk about them. We don't always got to be negative, and that's good. I mean, it's a nice story.
Yeah, so we want to acknowledge it and send our love, and make sure that you guys know that the good brothers here love you guys, and to make sure that you guys stick with us all of 2019 like you guys did in 2018.
Huge.
It meant the world to us. It was an awesome year in cinema, pop culture, entertainment, television, wrestling. You can check out everything we've done, everything we've talked about, everything we've watched all over the archives. Good brother, before I take this bad boy, park it up, and get ready to fill her up for 2019, what are your final thoughts of what was 2018?
It's a weird year because, like I said, I think horror was good. A couple letdowns, a lot of good stuff. Avengers, we got movies like Hereditary, Annihilation, who changed the game a little bit, and Black Panther was this year, and DC is alive somehow still, and we got an animated Spider-Man that was great, and we got a live-action Winnie the Pooh, Mary Poppins, and we got a murder mystery about puppets. Like, it was a very fascinating year. We got Denzel Washington Jr. and a Sith Lord taking out the Ku Klux Klan. Like, it's fascinating. We had a Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah.
We got a Rampage movie this year. Like, we got Netflix, like, releases at the Super Bowl. Like, there's just so much random headlines. And I love it because that's what we do of this job is go over those random headlines.
Absolutely. And since we are recording this on January 1st, Alex, the Bears are in the playoffs.
The Bears.
Make your official Super Bowl prediction right now.
103-0 Bears.
Bears. Who's your official Alex Mercado Good Brothers pick to play in this year's Super Bowl?
Bears versus Bears.
Yes.
Let's see. I'd go Bears, and Pittsburgh's out, so my pick's already ruined. I'm going to steal yours. I think I hate San Diego. I'm not going to choose it. Or LA.
Diego, yeah.
LA. Shut up. You do that too.
Yeah, all the time.
I go Bears and... man, dude. I don't know. Ravens. Bears and Ravens.
Interesting.
Bears, Ravens.
For all you who've known, there's a weird stat that one of the representatives of the Super Bowl has, in the last 16 years, has had a bye week in the first week of the NFL playoffs. So that means Alex and I are making picks that are very unlikely to happen, but that's what we do here because we have the Bears. I have the Bears as well, and they will play the LA Chargers in the Super Bowl.
The Chargers all year. I'll give him that.
So
he says it every year, so I think
fair.
it's finally worked out.
But I had the Chargers and the Falcons in the Super Bowl, so I had to replace the Falcons with the Bears. So
downfall of the Falcons.
Yeah, completely transparent about that. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for us here on the Good Brothers. Make sure you follow us all over social media. It's going to be a good 2019. He's on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. You can follow the show at Good Brothers Pod. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. You can follow Nicole at Typing1Tipsy. And you can follow me at mmercado2333. We're all on Instagram. He's at Mercado2121, flexing and looking all jacked, brother. Nicole's at Typing1Tipsy. I'm at Mike Mercado2333. And you can follow our true crime show, Murder Mysteries and More, at Murder Mysteries and More. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mike Mercado2333. Leave a comment down below and be part of the conversation. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Come play video games with us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Download us, like, rate, review, and share us anywhere you get your favorite podcast at iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, at Mercado Airwaves. Go to patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, our home for our interviews with athletes and celebrities. Check us out. Ad-free for anybody else. That's a good deal, guys. Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. And, of course, a huge shout-out to Munch Art Design for powering us here. Like on my Facebook at Munch Art Design. Good brother, that's it. 2019 is ahead of us. You ready to do this?
Do it.
For the good brother himself, Alex Mercado.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Mercado. We'll see you on the next episode of The Good Brothers here on the Mercado Airwaves Network.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333.
Thanks for joining us here on The Good Brothers, here on Mercado Airwaves.
If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. If you would like to support Mercado Airwaves, visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves. Find us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. Keep up to date with the show on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves.
You can see all of Nicole's work at typingwhentipsy.wordpress.com. You can follow Alex on Twitter at Mercado21Alex.
Follow Mike on Twitter at mmercado2333 and on Instagram, MikeMercado2333.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
It's another day that the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on.
Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.